I'm Kurt Shimmers. Every day, fortunes are gained and lost in the financial markets. News, trends, and even geopolitical events shape your financial landscape. Join me and my expert guests right now on Traders Nation. Welcome. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Don and I got a packed show. Al Casedo, he's going to be back with us here again today. He's president owner of CKS Summit Group. We're going to be talking about taxes. It's fast approaching here shortly in a month and a couple weeks, right? So we're going to be talking about that. You know, with legislation and certainly tax bill, there's always a winner and there's always a loser. And we're going to find out today which ones those are. Plus, Don and I got a great list. We're going to be talking about our towers. We're going to be talking about our payment processors, all right? Some of these charts are setting up fantastic, okay? And we've had some pretty good moves, so you're not going to want to miss that. So we got stocks, gas.
Traders Nation, if you promise not to tune out, we promise not to talk about you while you're gone. Traders Nation. Traders Nation. Get Pro Online DVD Trader today. Whether you're an experienced trader or just beginning, you'll improve your skills dramatically. Click on the Knowledge Center button to order your copy today. Traders Nation, delivering what you want when you want it. Traders Nation. Traders Nation. Live.
It's on the whole time.
Bringing traders coverage of the markets, solid trading strategies, potential hot stock movers, world-class guests, informative callers, and unsurpassed market chatter for traders to take all the way to the bank.
You guys got some great stuff coming out. I mean, the great station.
Stay on top.
This is always changing. It's always fresh. Something new.
Stay tuned in. Traders Nation.
It's always something to look forward to.
Clearly, you can hear the difference. Traders Nation. It's the Traders Nation Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Forbes, and you're watching Traders Nation.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Yeah, I like that, Don.
That's it.
Steve Forbes, you can catch that interview over at tradersnation.com, our broadcast media player there, or over at our YouTube channel, either or. Plus, you know, hundreds, if not thousands, of other interviews that we've done in, 19 years, Don? Okay?
That's it.
You can catch that interview. Don Towers here today. Phenomenal looking. Good grief,
Yep.
right? Don, AMT.
Well, what can I say?
Yeah.
AMT, that's it.
Yeah, look at the huge green bullish engulfing candle here today on AMT. Bring up your charts on this one. Currently trading at $176.94. Don, it's they had earnings yesterday. What's going on there?
Well, I sat in and listened, not to the whole conference, but a lot of it, and look, they knocked the cover off the ball, and AMT is well positioned around the world. This is an international company. 5G is on the horizon. They own many, many, many properties. It's a well-run company.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things on the horizon, not only 5G, but the whole technology spectrum, the whole edge computing, the whole driverless cars are on the horizon.
Yeah.
And so the streams of data will be becoming even more voluminous, and then of course enter 5G to get the data quicker to the right spot, etc. So AMT talked a lot about it, and there you have it. Stock's up $5.
Yeah,
they're earning money. They've been at it a long time, worldwide, hitting at the moment on all cylinders in India and South America, Brazil, very, very large, extremely aggressive in Mexico, with Mexico City area down there. So AMT, what can I say? We've brought it to the listeners here. I've been talking about the future of these tower businesses because somebody's got to carry the traffic. Here they are, up $5 today, approaching a new 52-week high on AMT.
Yeah, without a doubt about that. So listen, if you're a listener or a viewer of Traders Nation, you got to be loving life today, right? You got to be glad that you've been tuning in for these many years or months or weeks or even days. If this is the first time you're here, this is how it goes, man. AMT, we bring these stocks out. They can be obscure. A lot of other shows, they don't cover this kind of stuff. We cover it because we know where it's at. We know where the duration, where these companies are gone. We know who's in place to do all that. And certainly AMT performing here quite nicely here today. Huge bullish engulfing green candle. It's gorgeous. Look at the chart on this, man.
Yeah.
See this chart? Beautiful, isn't it? certainly should be on your watch list, even if it's not on your watch. Yeah.
And then in tandem with that, take a look at CCI Crown Castle.
Yeah.
Followed by SPAC. So what a lineup in the tower business. And we've been talking about these tower companies for a long, long time right here on Traders Nation. Yeah. And here they are today.
Right here. Let's present them, Don. Let's put it back out on a platter, and let's present this to our audience once again. CCI, Crown Castle International, currently trading at $119.31 here today. 261,000 shares exchanged in hands so far. Not bad. Average volume on this one is at 2 million, rather. And if you look, let's bring the chart up for folks, okay? So look at this chart. It's just this really, really tight channel, okay? I mean, really tight. Not a big divergence between the resistance and support. Nonetheless, you're going to find resistance on CCI right here at $120.60. Don, your thoughts?
Well, what's interesting, too, about the CCI and, of course, back to AMT and all of them, you see the future, the pipeline for these companies is strong.
Yeah.
CCI is domestic U.S. only, but because of the transmission of all this data and the advent here now of 5G, which is coming to life, there's no place to transmit this data except with these tower companies. And, of course, the small towers are going to be coming into vogue over the next, I mean, we're talking 10, 15 years out, and taking a look at the volumes that's going to be transmitted. So Crown Castle, AMT, and SPAC are three tower companies. They're all real estate investment trusts paying a handsome dividend.
Sure.
They're all will allow you to sleep a little more comfortably at night.
Yeah.
And if you take a look at the charts on these companies from the 52-week highs to the lows, some of them are off a little bit, but for the most part, they're all back approaching 52-week highs. So it's something that you got to take a look at and watch carefully. And having said all that about these tower companies, the barrier of entry into this business is not cheap.
No, it isn't. So let's explain that. So there's a lot of these companies here are legacy companies. They've been around forever. And one way that I always explain how to put this in perspective, think about the railroads, right? Who's going to start a railroad nowadays, right? And towers are the same way. You got to lay track down, or towers in this instance, on land. And you have to have that land in place and in possession of ownership, because that land straight down is owned by the company. So this is why it's so hard to get into. The barriers of entries are very difficult. Again, imagine if you could. Would you start out a railroad? Probably not. Why? Because all that land's already bought. How are you going to lay track down? Too complicated to lay all that track down. So the barriers of entry in this tower space is very difficult, if not near impossible. It's not. You can buy your way in, but it's going to cost you a premium without a doubt about that. Right, Don?
Well, yes. And then, of course, taking a look once again at these companies, not only is the barrier of entry high, but these are REITs. These are real estate investment trusts. They own much of the real estate.
Yeah.
And that, look, they're in the real estate business as well. So owning and by the way, for them to increase traffic on the tower is not that big of a deal. In other words, once you build the towers and you start adding on the satellite dishes onto the towers, well, you own the tower and the tower's there. So it's a matter of just adding to the tower.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And the amount of data that gets transported across those lines, Don, that's where the money's at. You got everything in place, right? You've got you've got it all in place.
What's also very interesting about these companies is do they have churn? Because we asked that about all these telecom companies. The answer is, well, yes, they do.
Yeah.
However, churn is for these companies is almost kind of like non-existent.
Yeah.
Because anybody transmitting data, well, you got to use somebody's towers, and here they are.
You've got to, if you need to get to A to B, and you don't own towers, or you don't own satellite, or you don't own whatever, you need to use one of these. And certainly the towers is a method of transportation for that data. And that's why Don and I are so high on this. SBA Communications currently trading at $181.75. Stock is biased a little bit to the downside for this last week or so, but we may have a pivot here today. Bring your charts up on this. You'll see a nice little green candle that's formed here today, and you can see that little bit of bias that the stock had in the last week. But are we going to have that pivot today? That's what I'm looking for. Now, I'm not saying it's a pivot today. Tomorrow's how we end today and how we start off tomorrow is going to determine if it actually was a pivot. But you need to know ahead of time. This is your alert. This is your radar alert that potentially a pivot here on SBAC. Don?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and what you also have to consider about owning some of these stocks in here in the tower business is that is there going to be profit taking? And the answer, of course, is yes.
Right.
Will these stocks go down? Yes, of course. However, long term, we've gone from 2G to 3 to 4, and now we're on the cusp of 5G being rolled out as we speak. And once again, somebody's got to carry the traffic, and here are the tower companies.
That's right. Let's shotgun out. We got payment processors next. We're going to be running out of time here. Square and Corp currently trading at $77.28. Trading right there at its 21-day moving average. Needs to hold here, though, and there's resistance at $80. Don?
Well, Square is another one. Look, stock got beat up this morning, was down almost $3. It's rallying handsomely now.
Yeah.
Once again, they tried, sell the news, buy the slide.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on here with Square. Great company.
Yeah, there you have it. All right, so coming up next, we've got Alcaceda. We're going to be talking about tax reform. Certainly with taxes coming up shortly. Is your taxes done? We're going to discover with every legislation, there's winners and losers. We're going to find out that coming up next. And then on the other side, we're going to come back with payment processors. Stay tuned.
Traders Nation salutes America. Stay strong, stay proud, and stay in the green with us. Traders Nation live, bold, and packed for profit every weekday morning. Traders Nation live, bold, and packed for profit. Sign up today for our weekly HTML newsletter and check out the Traders Nation store for products to enhance your stock trading day. Traders Nation, what you want, when you want it. Traders Nation.
Hey y'all, I'm Luke Bryan. I sing a lot about life on the farm. That's because I know the important role farmers play in our lives. I'm partnering with my...
Hey, Jeff Carlisi here from 38 Special, and we're rocking it up right here with Traders Nation.
Traders Nation.
We are rocking, rock and roll. Welcome back to Traders
right.
Nation. That's right, Don. Hey, listen, Alcacedo's running along on another interview. No biggie. We got plenty to talk about here for sure. We'll have Al back on. In fact, I think he's rebooked. I think he's booked with us again in March, so maybe we'll tie him in there. And that would be good too, Don, because that's still right before tax season, right?
No problem.
So we'll have Al back on. So anyways, it happens. Hey, Don, what I want to do, which is great for us because now we can continue to talk about stocks and we don't have to shotgun this stuff out. We left off, Don, in the last segment, Square and Corp, again trading at $77.78, 11 million shares exchanging hands here today. Anything else that you want to finish up on Square, or we got that covered, I think?
Well, no, Square is fine. Square is just one of those younger companies in the business, and
sure.
Square will do fine.
Yeah.
And it got trimmed back here, I guess, over the past couple of months, but it's come back strong. Square was down today almost $3, and now I believe it's only down a couple of cents. But
okay.
The point is that this is a strong company. And, of course, this is a sector, just like the tower business, that is growing incrementally around the world. And, of course, not only have we talked about Square, but we also have another company on our list here, this company, StoneCo, which is that is a South American company. And this is another one that came public last year. And all you got to do is put the charts up on these stocks and take a look-see.
Totally.
So this is another business that is growing incrementally around the world, and every day when you pick up the news releases and you start to siphon through the news of the day, you see another announcement where there is another way to pay at the register or window, and it all revolves around hitting your card or flashing your phone. And it's called payment processing.
It totally is. And the future is bright for payment processing without a doubt, just like towers, just like data centers, Don. Digital cash is where it's at. hard currency, forget it, man. Nobody wants paper anymore, Don.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, Stoneco, as Don mentioned, look at this chart on this thing. Bring your charts up on. Let's bring it up for our viewers, okay? Brought to you at $22. Stock has pretty much gone parabolic since then, Don. Currently trading at $31.95, $32. Okay, STNE, Sam Tango Nancy Echo is the phonics for that one. Stoneco, again, beautiful looking chart. We'll see what happens here. This stock has got. Listen, it's pretty lofty. It's $10 up since we brought it to you last. That's pretty lofty. And so it's got. I would like to see it digest those gains. Maybe do a little bit of horizontal work. And then see from there, because if it can maintain those levels, that's where we need to be, okay? Sometimes we see them say it goes parabolic, and then all of a sudden it starts retracing all the way back down again. Doesn't do anybody any good unless you're short in stock, right? So what I want to do is went parabolic. It's up at $32. Let's see it do some horizontal digesting of those gains, and we'll go from there. STNE, Don, is the ticker symbol for that one.
Now on Stoneco, you're right, Kurt. You got to watch this stock now, because this is a stock that dropped like a rock.
Yeah.
It dropped down to just about $16. So here we have almost the double. I don't have the date in front of me on when it hit the $16 mark, but this is another company that's growing incrementally. Yeah. And then we can also talk about that other South America. Well, this is a Spanish stock. Yeah. This company's based in Spain, and that's I don't even know how to
PAGS.
PAGS Digital Limited.
That's correct.
This is this is a European stock, and PAGS is trading in here today at around $28.
It is.
And if you pull up the chart on that one, Kurt, tell us about how that chart looks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's up $5 since its earnings report, and it just had that earnings report here too, Don, which we can probably get into. 662,000 shares exchanged in hands here today. PAGS, beautiful looking chart on this one, and again up since the earnings report, which I'm liking, Don, because obviously the street liked the earnings on this. Again, these companies are poised in the right sector, Don. Okay?
Yeah.
Because they're, on the horizon, there's nothing but growth for these companies. As long as they built their model and they built their strategy and they perform and execute it like they did and do it perfectly, then they're going to grow with this industry. Okay? It's a no-brainer. Yeah. And certainly we'll see if PAGS is the case on that one. Don, your thoughts?
Well, yeah, and what you got to watch for too within this business is acquisition. Some of these companies will be taken out via acquisition, so you got to keep an eye on that as well. I don't have it right on the top of my head, but there was a huge acquisition, European company recently in this business. But this is another one of the businesses, like the tower business, where with cash becoming obsolete.
Sure.
When you're paying these days, it's whipping out the card, flashing the phone with the app there, and it doesn't matter. What I've noticed also is it doesn't matter what the price is. In other words, it can be $1 item or a $20 item.
Right.
They're all going onto payment systems.
Totally.
And as a matter of fact, there is a push about, and I'm sure a lot of people out there have heard about this. Some restaurants don't even want to take cash any longer.
I know.
It's incredible.
It's like
it just not. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, ooh, what is that? What's that paper stuff? Sorry, don't hand me things like that.
but actually, Kurt, converse to that, I saw a report this morning talking about currency.
Sure.
United States $100 bills over the past 10 years in circulation, it's like a quadruple.
Oh.
So
we're printing $100 bills.
Around the world, United States $100 bills are just, it's incredibly
everywhere.
The volume of $100 bills.
Don, you imagine the dilution. Don is, I know, but listen, Don, they were printing, we talked about this years ago. They were printing money like crazy. It's like, we're going to print money until we run out of ink is what the thought process was back in the days. And it doesn't surprise me that what you're saying is certainly the case, because we're talking dilution of our currency. It's not backed by anything. It's backed by our promise.
We could do a whole show on spending and how out of control that is, but that's another day. But getting back to these stocks here today, there's no question that the two sectors that we're talking about here today, the tower business and the payment processors, are they're just growing exponentially, and every day now. And by the way, I also see the IPO filings. There are a few more IPOs that have been filed. I don't know when they're going to come, but you can see that some of these financial payers are being processed for a new IPO, which obviously we'll keep an eye on. So the payment processing business and the tower business are two rapidly growing businesses around the world. And make no mistake that these are two businesses that are here to stay. And then, of course, we haven't even talked about PayPal today,
we need
Visa or MasterCard.
Yeah, let's get into PayPal. PYPL is the ticker symbol for that one. Papa Yankee, Papa Lima, currently trading at $97.52, okay? 1.5 million shares exchanging hands here today. Nice big move since we spoke about it last. Trading right near its 52-week high. We've been talking about these 52-week highs, and certainly PayPal is right in there, Don, trading at its 52-week high. These stocks are performing, man.
Yeah. Now, every day also you see the same notes I do, and I'm sure many of our viewers out there see the same thing. Recession is coming, recession is coming, recession is coming.
Yeah, we hear that. We'll hear that. In fact, on the other side, we may touch on that briefly.
Okay.
We'll see. All right, so PayPal, PYPL, Stone, STNE, PAGS, PAGS, and Square and Corp, SQ. Those should be on your radar. We'll be right back.
We can talk about Martha Stewart, too.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
Yeah, welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Hey, Don, we talked about towers and we talked about payment processors. What's going on with Martha Stewart? Not that it ties in all together. Martha Stewart's getting busy with hemp.
Now we change pipes and we go over to the marijuana business. And the marijuana business is growing very, very rapidly. And today we wake up and don't you know that Martha Stewart has signed on with Canopy Growth, the marijuana company out of Canada. Stock symbol here. I'm pulling it up now if I can find it. CGP, Canopy Growth Properties.
Okay, CGP.
And now look, this is the same company that Constellation Brands is invested in.
I see.
So Canopy Growth Properties is one that's going to be around for a while.
I see. So they got themselves a good get. They got Martha Stewart. Wonder what that cost them. I wonder what that set them back. But certainly Martha Stewart, progressive interwaves, coming down here.
Look, you can't knock it. This company, Canopy Growth, is trading in here at around $48. It's up $2 today.
How nice is that?
I remember when this stock was trading not too long ago.
Do you own anything? Do you own anything we talked about today?
No.
Yeah, I don't either. And these aren't buy or sell recommendations. We certainly appreciate you tuning in. Have a great day.